Welcome to Out of the Box. My name is Syang, and this is a space for those who think differently. Today, we are going beyond behavior and step into connection. Our next guests bring a unique and powerful perspective. Originally from Croatia, nowadays based in United Kingdom, she has dedicated her life to helping families truly understand their children, not by changing who they are, but by building real, meaningful relationships. Through relationship development intervention, RDI, she guides parents to slow down, to be present, and to reconnect, creating growth through trust, emotional regulation, and true human connection. She's not just teaching techniques, she's transforming the way families experience each other. This is a conversation about empathy, awareness, and what it truly means to meet a child where they are.
I used to wake up, I wanted to find my way.
Welcome to Out of the Box. My name is Syang, and I'm here today with this very special person that I had the pleasure to meet through a friend that we have in common. It's like an angel for me in my life, and she brought me Andreja, and I'm bringing her to you guys to learn a little bit from her. And I want to learn a little bit from her because I'm a ADHD, so I'm a typical mom, and it's so hard sometimes to keep it up with Andrea going to explain to us today about the RDI. So today's conversation is not just about neurodivergence. It's about relationship, about family, about emotional safety, about the invisible environment inside a home that can shape child's nervous system, confidence, and emotional development. Am I right? So welcome, Andrea.
What a great introduction. Thank you so much for having me, Siangi. I'm so happy and excited at the same time to be here and to have this opportunity to share with you and your audience a little bit more about not just my work, but RDI, Relationship Development and Intervention Program, which is for parents of children with special needs,
Yes.
including parents of children with autism. But as I said, any other diverse needs, we can implement RDI strategies. And not only for parents, for educators as well. I work a lot with different schools, with different therapists, and they all love RDI tools and strategies.
So the RDI is relationship development interaction. So
Intervention.
yes. So what's the importance to start this work inside the house? Because I wish I knew you 15 years ago, 18 years ago. I don't know if you were already doing the RDI, maybe not because you're too young, but because I'm a typical mom, and I think even with so much love that I have for my kids, inside the house was kind of a little chaos because of myself as well as ADHD. So explain to us how the RDI works inside our house, please, Andrea.
Well, very short, RDI will improve your family life on one side, and you can have fun with your neurodivergent child. This is how I describe RDI, but RDI is basically educational program for adults, parents, and other family members and educators who are on that journey with children. And we know that children with different learning styles, neurodivergent children, they see the world in a different way, they learn in a different way, they process informations in a different way. And RDI teaches you as a guide, whether you're a parent or a professional, how to then guide and navigate life so this child gets the right support, and not just the support, opportunities to learn in everyday situations the same as neurotypical children do. If you think about neurotypical kids, they get thousands and thousands of very spontaneous opportunities during the day to think, to engage, to solve all sorts of problems, from whether they are thirsty or they want to see somebody or something is broken. Those very tiny, small opportunities where actually we see development. Development doesn't happen in some very structured sessions or with top professionals only. It happens through everyday engagements. And it's so easy to get lost and overwhelmed as parents and professionals if you deal with children who has different learning style like autism, and then you don't know where to start from. You don't know how to guide this child who is disengaging constantly, who shows all sorts of behaviors. So we step in as RDI consultants. RDI program has certified RDI consultants. So those qualified people, they step in and they say, hey, parents, you are not alone. There is support for you, and we can help you, we can guide you on that journey. And usually how it works, once when we do the assessment, RDI assessment with parents, that helps us to know where to start from. Where is this child in the relationship? And where is the parent or a guide in that relationship or educator? And then we start to educate that, not the child, we work with parent. So
Yeah.
RDI consultant doesn't work directly with the child. We work with this parent. We want to help this parent or this adult professionals to become competent and confident guides.
Okay. How long takes like this work of yours with the parents until you get to know the family? How it goes, like once a week, or you go?
Yes. So yeah, after the assessment, we start with the regular meetings on Zoom, which means you can be anywhere, in any country. I have families who I work with on different continents, which is beautiful. You do it remotely. We start to meet regularly. Consistency is the key.
Yeah, for sure.
Like in any other area in RDI, that consistent work and practice between us and parent, and then parent and a child, is super important for success. So once a week for about an hour meeting online. And then parents do the work between the meetings. We don't want parents to become therapists. This is not the aim of RDI. I just want to clarify this. We want to give parents tools to become parents and to start to enjoy their kids and start guide them through everyday moments, whether they walk. So you can work on all sorts of goals which are related to brain development or nervous system development in everyday situations.
Okay.
Through through the doesn't matter if you're walking on the street, you can pull up some RDI goals and work on them, or you are in the car with your child, or you are playing some sport with your child. You can always incorporate RDI goals, and I think that's the biggest power. So you don't need to sit and do the therapy work with your child. It's very functional, the same, very similar to what we do with neurotypicals. Parents help neurotypicals to develop through everyday engagements. That's what we want to encourage through our RDI program, parents to start doing with their children. Despite the diagnosis, but parents very often, they don't know. This is something what we see over and over again, that they are lacking the education. So if, for instance, if many parents come to me saying, Andrea, but I tried everything, and parents really do try everything,
I know.
and they still come and they say, my child doesn't want to engage.
Yeah.
What do? I try to force him, I feel awful, or I'm just giving up. So we step in and we look, okay, what was the trigger there? Why? What is happening underneath this behavior of avoidance or, escape? and we try to help parents. And there can be all sorts of reasons. Maybe the task was too difficult. Maybe it's not too difficult in general. The child has the skill, but in that moment, this child was dysregulated. So we educate parents around this. So you see, it's a very tailored program. It's not copy paste. We as certified RDI consultants look at every single relationship, because your relationship with your child is not the same as your child has relationship with her father. So
I have
we
a
all
question for you. Yes,
Pardon?
I have a question for you, please.
Yes.
I made an interview month ago, and she said that like 80% of the parents of an atypical child ended up getting divorced. How
Mhm.
RDI would work with divorced parents that they don't live together anymore? That's hard.
That's an excellent question. Those kids, they need even more RDI, to be honest, even more. So RDI, even if parents are not divorced, we can do with one parent. It's important that parents are ready. Sometimes we see that one parent is ready, but the other one is not. It takes longer time. So we start with one parent, ideally for both parents. If parents are divorced, I do have many families, divorced parents, and I do separately or together in the session. Again, it depends where those parents are in the relationship with the child. Maybe they're on the same level, maybe one parents need more education than the other one. So it's a very flexible. Sometimes I educate grandparents as well. So that's beautiful if grandparents are still in the picture. Also, aunties and other family members, whoever is the closest person. But again, after parents are the most important people in child's life, and they are the first one who get training.
I know it's for me, speaking as a typical mom that is a ADHD person. I wish I could come back in time, but at the same time, I know I shouldn't feel guilty because we won't don't born knowing everything. Okay, just like sometimes going through this growing with a autistic daughter like I have, and being ADHD and having now knowing myself better and knowing why sometimes I just get very overwhelmed and used to be more aggressive, like yelling and things like this. Go to your room, no, no, no. And nowadays, even after the podcast started, I have more knowledge and I've been experiencing more calm moments where I just go into their rooms and leave the words a little bit and I just bring them. And it's such like a delicious moment that we have together. Is that a kind of how you teach the parents to be more, you know,
Mindful.
going?
Mindful, yeah. More mindful. I think mindfulness is the right word, and we try to help parents to slow down as well. This is a big word, slow down. We live in a society where everything is fast paced, everything is moving super quick, huge demands everywhere, distractions on the other side. And I feel these days is the hardest for all of us, including parents of children with special needs, to stay mindful. We all
Yeah.
need support around this. I get support. I have my coaches who help me, and I think it's a normal thing these days. If you want to stay present and happy, you got to practice mindfulness. And this is something what and it's so hard when you have dysregulated child at home, child who has different learning system. So you need to work even double on your own nervous system in order to support yourself and then to support your child. One thing what I've learned as well through RDI, and I think it's very powerful, that in the past they used a different, like I studied so many different things related to neuroscience and special needs. and they used to I used to hear things like, we need to help children to develop this, and this to become better at speaking, to become better at behaving, to have other skills, da da da. But through RDI, what I got was that awareness that, hey, before I even go to this child's needs, I need to see what are my needs. I need to become that role model. I need to become that person who is confident, that person who is mindful, that person who has clarity. And this should be my goal every single day, to come back to this in order to offer child, to learn through me and my own experiences. It's a very powerful thing if you think that way. So we really need to pause there and see, okay, where am I at on that journey? I have only control over my own behaviors. We think that we can control other people's behaviors. We can't. Barely we can control our own behaviors.
No, it's so tired to try.
Barely, barely. But when we control our own behaviors, mindfulness, we need to work much less with others, because those kids, they observe us all day long. They learn
I know, we are a mirror for them.
in everything. So we teach this. We teach parents, hey, it's time to slow down. Slow down means this, and this. Let's see how less is more. We think that, more therapy, more hours together, more. What those kids need, same as we do, less. Because less is more. And once when you get this, oh my God, life becomes much easier, and you're able to improve your family life.
It's true. And I feel like I am like the balance of my family. But sometimes, like you said, it's too much, and we just keep going, and then I get overwhelmed. But I want you to tell me, as a mom, like my daughter is 15 years old now, and I've been like with them, a very present mom, trying my best, but learning day by day without a guidance, right? I had my therapist, but they don't know about it, they help me as a person, and not like the RDI does. So this is very important. But tell me, like my daughter is 15. I've been a mirror for her whole life. And I've not been easy, even when we get in a fight or something at home. All of them said, you always start the fights. So I feel like everything is on me. I need to be so like like meditating every day. But does the RDI works when your kid is already a teenager and the whole story behind was a chaos?
That's another very good question. So recently, a few days ago, actually, one mother from Germany approached me, and she said, I'm 72 years old, and my daughter is 37 years old. Is it too late?
Oh,
And my answer there was, it's never too late or too early. So I work with families who are on the waiting list for diagnosis under two, but they know that something is not as it should be.
yeah.
So they don't want to wait. They just want to start as soon as possible with education. But then I have, parents who are dealing with puberty, and I have, parents with grown up kids as well. So like this mom, imagine 72 years old, and she's still asking herself, and she has that strain to learn more, to learn about how to support her daughter because she feels she missed something. She, back in the days, all these tools and awareness was not there. So she has this voice inside of her telling her, it's not too late. You can still do something. So, and of course, I said to her, we're gonna work together. Can you go backwards and work on certain missing skills and refill gaps? Absolutely, yes. And that's what we actually do. So we meet the child where the child is and parent, and let's say this is an example. So many people are fixated, parents, if we talk about autism, my child doesn't speak, or my child just speaks certain words or repeats himself. So how can we help him to speak? Or the other big topic there is parents often come and they ask, can you help my child to have friends? So, but people don't understand that in order to have a meaningful conversation like you and me now have, you need to have some other skills in place. It's not just that language, those words that you hear. This is the last stage. Before that, for meaningful conversation, you have to develop attention, joint attention. So you and me, we are thinking about the same thing. We are coordinating around this. We are emotionally there around the same topic. So that's joint attention. Then you have to also have in place non-verbal communication. So everybody is so kind of like verbal. I want my child to speak. But we need to pay attention to non-verbal communication. 80% of humans' communication is non-verbal. You look at my gestures, mimics, and based on that, you interpret it, everything what we spoke about. So non-verbal needs to come first. If you don't have it, you are not able to have, you can have just very basic conversations with others. So you see, that's why then we go back. Let's say I recently had a case, young man. He was diagnosed in his 20s, and his parents approached me. Can we do REI? We don't know what to do. Look at this report from he has autism, and they pointed out that his verbal language is not developed, but he's so great at speaking. He doesn't have friends.
I know, it's my daughter. Yeah.
So we go then back and we say, okay, are those components for meaningful back and forth communication, experience sharing, call it in RDI, because our communication is only about experience sharing. Like, many times you see parents desperately, they just ask question, and kids, they learn that rooted, but there is no back and forth communication. So we are not happy with this either, because that's not meaningful communication. Nobody just speaks out there in the world, asking questions and answering, asking and answering. Imagine if the world would function like this. We would all run away. So with friends, you say something, I say something. You say something, we share experiences. It flows. This is the meaningful communication, experience sharing. It's all about this. It's all about asking and answering questions. Actually, that's very annoying, and it causes anxiety. Nobody likes that. I don't like when people ask me questions. I mean, you can ask me 2, 3 questions, but hey, after that, I watched one, I was doing the RDI assessment today, one mom, like, but bless her, she doesn't know, like, I'm gonna teach her. She had 5 minutes conversation with her son. You know what happened those 5 minutes? She asked him 30 questions. Imagine. I would run away. We need to stop asking question autistic kids.
It's true.
And
I haven't thought about that.
teach them meaningful, mindful communication. and nonverbal as well if it's missing there, and everything what comes with this, like I said, joint attention, and social referencing and other things. Now I know we don't have time to go deeper into all this, but you see, education is super. It's not difficult. We just need to show a little bit more effort towards autistic individuals to support them more. Look at adults, autistic adults. Are they successful? No. Do they have friends? No. Do they have jobs? No. Do they have relationship with others? Even with parents? Or, if they have jobs, even, or even if they manage to go to the universities. Relationship with friends, with colleagues, with peers? Very little or almost no. For friendships, for any relationships in RDI, we look at this. We're like, what humans need in order to have relationships, to develop relationships in their lives. Of course, first with parents, but then after parents, all other relationships. What do they need on the what parts of the brain and nervous system they need to develop?
Yeah.
Not certain words like to say, not rooted behaviors. They need to develop flexibility, thinking part of the brain, problem solving everywhere. 24/7, it's about problem solving. Today, my client was running late for a few minutes. It's a problem. I need to solve this problem, right?
Yeah, of course.
I broke my glass. This is a problem. Like,
We need
I ran out of my toothpaste. It's a problem. So problem solving, we look at this and we train parents in RDI. How can you help through everyday moments, not to do things instead of your child?
I
Be
need
mindful and give opportunity to your child. Does the question there around the brain development, we know about neuroplasticity. We know that it's never too late.
This is
We
amazing.
know that person at 50 or 70 years old still can develop brain and nervous system. So for friendships or any other relationship, not just friendship, like partnership, colleague relationship, parent-child relationship, you need to have collaboration skills. You need to be able to regulate. You need to be able to regulate, I mean, self-regulate your own nervous system, but also co-regulate with other people in the environment. So you need to be able to reflect back on your past events, another brain work. You need to reflect back. That's self-awareness. We know that autistic people, they lack of self-awareness a lot. So RDI, that's why I love the main guy behind RDI is Dr. Gastin and his wife, Dr. Rachel Schille. They put RDI on legs over 30 something years ago in the States. And they say, okay, how can we help those autistic individuals to develop self-awareness? Self-awareness means me, who am I? How those people can become more aware of their own experiences and learn through those experiences. We know that our current right now depends 80% on our past experiences. So we help autistic people to reflect back and use those memories for right now. So you see, for this development to happen, we need to have educated parents and educated professionals. Those people, they don't have the capacity to do it on their own. They need us. They depended on us. So their future, their life depends on us.
Oh, this is so beautiful. I already learned so much just this talk of yours. And it's like I see and I feel how important this is, and I really want to do this because sometimes I think my house is a chaos, and,
Uh-huh.
and I get overwhelmed, and I have so much love. I don't know. Then I go say sorry, but then I really need this, and I know and I agree with you that backing up not only for autistic kids but like for myself when
Uh-huh.
I start going back on my story and I see how much I improve and I change. And this is
Uh-huh.
life. You be able to see that and try to put on daily life. But sometimes it's very overwhelming. Like two kids, one is going to college, dealing with diabetes type 1, other one autistic, teenager, like 100% more than every normal teenager. And I'm in the middle of all these and a lot of cell phones inside of our house that I try to fight against this inside the
Mhm.
house because we just not mindful, not present.
But that's why, RDI consultant fits in really good. That person guides parents, work with parents, so parents really get hands-on support from the consultant. It's so good because that person helps you to stay focused, to feel like you're not alone on this journey, and you that person helps you to set up tiny, small, achievable goals from week to week, from
Yeah,
month to month. So you move forward, you feel like you achieved. I all the families who I work with, they turn back with the pride. Like, it was a tough journey, but we made it. And that's a huge difference, you know.
yeah,
I educated myself a lot around neurodiversity, but I never experienced any other educational program as RDI, and I never achieved so many things with parents and those kids as I do with RDI program. And I
you,
see this also with, pardon?
you are a teacher. You are, what's the difference? Because I know when you start looking for resources there in Europe, you didn't have as much, and then you want to come to the United States, your visa
Mhm.
was denied. There was this whole process, but you kept going because you have this mission with you, and you went through ABA too, right? What?
Yes, so I study at Florida University ABA. When I moved to the UK, I now many years ago, but that was the most popular approach for autistic individuals, ABA, and of course I become curious and I decided to study at some point. So and then I started to supervise other programs and become consultant and all sorts of things around ABA. But something was missing, and I didn't feel confident as a professional. I didn't. I was always in fear and frustrated deep down because there were no many results. Like those kids were not confident either. They couldn't transfer their skills and generalize them. They were just stuck with, they might learn one thing, but then put them in the a different situation where they need to use the same skill or this thinking concept, and it just didn't work. So I was, as a professional, very frustrated, and I was searching for some other solutions. And my motto there was, there must be something else. There must be something else. I'm probably not the only one. And then at some point, I bumped into RDI. And I was part of ABA program where parents took RDI educational program, and it just made sense straight away. And then I, got the training, and then I decided to study. I study with the founders of RDI in the States, and I just love it. I remember those first days. I was like, oh my God, finally I'm connecting with those kids.
Yeah.
Finally, like emotionally and mentally, I'm connecting with them. finally I feel like, that feeling from inside, like, well, we are like, this feels different. I understand this child more. I'm able to guide this child. Before was just everything was push, force, reward, control, like all this craziness.
Kind of
Nobody,
friendly, right? Like,
yeah. So nobody likes this, but that was the only way. Like, God, I made so many mistakes, but that was the only way I, knew how to do it at that point. So when RDI was like, we need to put connection at the first place. We need to, clear the space. We need to do less. No external rewards. I was very scared around this. We're gonna work on developing inner motivation, increasing motivation for engagements, for growth. We want to teach those kids. We want to awaken this sport because they are humans. They have this. That was the first time that I've heard from Dr. Augustine. There is a chance there it's possible to help those kids to develop their inner motivation, desire for growth. And I was like, oh my God, how do we do this? I tried with rewards, with like, all this. If you do, how they do in ABA. If you do this, then you will get that. Like it's
yeah.
very reward-based thing or forced. Anyway, and yeah, RDI was completely different. And then I started to work straight away with many families in the UK and remotely as well abroad. And then at some point, RDI from America gave me the license, so I became a director for RDI professional training for the UK and Europe. And I train these days professionals, not just from UK, from anywhere around the world. If people decide to study with me, everything is remotely again. They can study to become certified RDI consultants with me, which is amazing. And yeah, I'm so happy that I have this as well because I very much enjoy working with professionals. I do go a lot to school. Pardon?
You feel fulfilled, like that you got
Yeah.
the right thing, that you're helping people. And I want to ask you, as a mom and as a professional, because I teach jiu-jitsu, I own a gym, and I have my project that is the empathy motion, that I work with neurodivergent, no verbal yet kids that start
Uh-huh.
working with me, that I'm like, each class is a blast for me. And I start the class with them with this connection that you talk about.
Uh-huh.
Non-verbal connection, touching, hands, and make them feel comfortable inside them. I love this class. It's my favorite one because it's like each word that they start talking to me, like when we are doing an exercise, they're like one, two, they trust me, and this is such a gift.
But
So
yeah.
I, I want more. I wanna like become an RDI consultant. I wanna learn with RDI to bring to my gym, to my mats, to my students. How can I start today? Like I decide I wanna become one. First step.
Uh-huh. So there are two pathways that you can choose. One is if you're just a mom, if you don't have certain qualifications, you need to do minimum 6 months with RDI consultant program for your child. And then you can go straight and apply for RDI professional training. And the other pathway is if you have certain degree, like in education, speech and language pathologist, if you're a teacher or if social worker or anything what is related to children or neurodiversity, then you can apply. So you just send me an email and then I will send on office@autismconnect.net, and then I will share all the links and you send your application. Once when it's approved, then with the next training available, you start your professional training. And we have 3 parts. First part is 12 weeks online, where we meet as a group for 2.5 hours, and we learn a lot in those live sessions. And then we have, after that, supervision part. Supervision part is a part where you get to work with two families and you're supervised by me if you decide to study with me, which is again great because you get a lot of experience through supervision with the families, but you get support from your supervisor. And the third part is masterclass, which is over 2 weekends online again. And that's it. Yeah.
And we have to speak in English. Everyone that wants to do this is English is the language, right?
Yes, yeah, English is the language, main language, although there is a colleague who offers in Spanish. My colleague Claudia, she runs RDA professional training in Spanish, and also I do in Croatian as well. So I have two groups. One is in English, the other one is in Croatian language.
Oh my gosh, I really want to do that. So I'm gonna
Oh,
email you. I'm gonna talk to you on WhatsApp because I want to start. I think it's gonna be gonna bring so much for my.
please.
And you
Yeah.
think I'm doing like, can I start like if I do it as a want to become a consultant? That gonna work for me as a mom, or is a different work? Can I start like as a mom first for my family, please here,
Yeah.
and then after become a consultant, or can go all together?
Yeah. Yeah, you can start RDI as a mom for your family, and then when you study, you start to work on supervision when time comes, and after that, when you finish with studying, then you decide, do you want to go and do straight away more RDI work, or you're gonna take it slowly. It's totally up to you because then you work as your own individuals. You're not dependent on RDI. So you do the way you want RDI, whether you want to do it straight away or you want to give it a little bit of time. Do you want to work with one family only or with 20 families? Do you want to work with autistic kids, or do you want to work with ADHD or mix or young kids, older? All this is then up to you as long as you follow RDI code of ethics.
Okay, but so I think I'm gonna start as a mom to fix
So,
the house, and then we can.
we have many parents, RDI parents, who decided at some point to change their careers. Even these days, I have two moms in my RDI current professional training, two moms who started to do RDI with me, and then they said, this is so good that we want to change our careers and start helping more people out there in the world. So, and if you look RDI around the globe, many RDI consultants are actually RDI parents. That tells a lot, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because as I always say, I'm not a psychologist. I don't have any degree, and I'm not a therapist. I'm a typical mom, a ADHD person, and but the experience I have inside my house too, and as much as I know, for me, it's for my life, and helping people is so good.
I
I would
know.
love to meet all these people that want to help each other, and we grow this community.
Oh my God, that would be great. I honestly, um, I love connecting with people who are like-minded and the people who have this desire, and I feel you do have it to change the future of autistic individuals. They need us, as I said to you earlier. They need us. I recently done some workshops abroad, just came back, and they were on the topic of challenging and confusing behaviors of autistic individuals. And that workshop was one-day workshop for parents and professionals. It was like from therapists to teaching assistants, teachers, psychologists. And then I realized one thing that, every single child, and especially children with vulnerable nervous system, neurodivergent individuals, kids, they show a lot of challenging behaviors, dysregulated behaviors. And we are so little educated how to handle this.
Yeah.
We need to do better. We need to raise the bar for autistic individuals. And this is my biggest goal in my life, to raise that bar. So thank you also, for having me here and giving me this opportunity, because this is one step forward.
Yeah. I thank you for being here with me today because I think today was like amazing. Every word that you said is in my heart and,
Oh,
and in my mind, and I really want to do, and I want to move forward as a family, as a mom first. And I'm sure what I learned here, I'm going to bring to the Mets too, because I deal with kids and moms there. And then I have to go for the consultants, step by step. But let's start
yeah.
as
Yes, step by step, definitely. And God knows, maybe we get some opportunity to do something down there in LA or globally. I would love that.
I would love
Uh,
to.
on any topic, I feel so passionate and confident and competent around like anything, whatever problem you have with your child or your student.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like you can reach out. There are no like things which I feel, I don't know, uncomfortable or that I'm hearing for the first time. So yeah, there are out there some consultants, RDI consultants. This is the message for all parents and educators who can help you.
Oh, thank you, Andrea. So we are connected, and I'll send a message to you so we can start. I would love your help. I would love to do something together, to have you here, go visit you there. And I just became the Sunflower Lanyard ambassador.
Oh, oh wow, congratulations. That's a
Yeah.
big thing.
This is a big thing, and I'm like, I was in Europe now, and I was wearing these, and I could see how these work on the airports and the support they give. And I'm gonna show your work to them too, because I think it would be very nice for you. They are from London, for you guys to connect it and help more people.
Please do. Oh my God, that would be awesome.
I will. And I wanna thank you one more time for this amazing interview and talk that we had today. That was inspiring and like, a light for all of us parents. Yes.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy very much, and yeah, my mission was there to really encourage everyone, no matter where you are on your journey, including you, um, that you can get out support and don't be afraid. You are not alone. Uh, there are different ways. There are people who really want to help you to become better at whatever you want to become better at. So don't give up on yourself, don't give up on your child or your student. And also, I don't know if this is the good moment now, I can share my website as well if people want to find out more about RDI and my work. It's www.autismconnect.net.
Okay.
So www.autismconnect.net. And my email is office@autismconnect.net.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you too. It was incredible.
Thank you, Andrea. Have a wonderful day. God bless you on this beautiful work that you do.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Are you